Are you serious? Are you serious? There's been a massive explosion down in Houston, Texas. A chemical plant early this morning exploded with massive explosions as a plastics manufacturing site in northwest Houston that tossed debris as far as a half a mile away and caused extensive damage to nearby homes. Police Chief Art Avecchio is saying the chief did not elaborate on the cause of the death of the identity of the victims from this very powerful blast that erupted around 4:30 in the morning, Friday morning, in Houston, Texas. It rocked homes for miles around Houston, and the criminal investigation is underway, but they did not want to say what caused the explosion. Whether it was intentional or not. Guys, this place is demolished. I mean, it's demolished. Now, don't forget Mike from around the world. Remember what he said 4 years ago, that soon as this binary system, as this waves of energy began to invade our planet and begin to hit our planet, that there will be a series of chemical explosions in chemical plants around the world, because it will change the molecular chemistry of the chemicals. So even though the chemicals can be safe or are contained in safe environments, even being mixing them a certain way that even makes them kind of highly volatile but yet contained, the changing of these waves of energy, changing the molecular makeup of a chemical could cause the chemicals to explode. He said 4 years ago, watch, there will be continuous constant explosions in chemical plants around the globe due to the change in the molecular structure of the chemicals. Now, is that the case? Is that what happening in Houston? Maybe not. I don't know. They're still looking into it. But one thing's for sure, police have went door to door urging residents to leave their area in case of possible toxic fumes, but determined in the first few hours that no toxic fumes were detected. Now, some of our good friends down there in Houston, they said that it was so hard, their home, it like to knock them out of bed down there. And they said this thing was unbelievable. I mean, it shook the ground. It knocked some homes off their foundations, and it really rocked Houston. Now, Houston's fire chief, Sam Pena, said the explosion erupted at a warehouse in Watson Grinding and Manufacturing, a manufacturing company that refurbishes plastic pallets. He said the hazmat teams were able to secure the valve on a 2,000-gallon tank of propylene that had been leaking. The propylene is a colorless gas used to produce chemicals in plastics, synthetic rubber, and gasoline. It's highly flammable and can explode in a fire. People exposed to propylene can become dizzy and lightheaded. Now I know what's wrong with me. What? And the gas can also cause liver damage. The building was reduced to a burning rubble, smoldering debris. 2 people are dead. I'm also hearing that there could be as many as 18 injured in the blast. It knocked people out of bed. Mark Brady said, who lives near the blast site, told Houston TV station KPRC, the explosion knocked us out of bed. It busted out every window in our house. It busted everybody's garage doors. The closer toward the explosion over here, it busted people's roofs in walls caved in. This, guys, was an explosion of biblical proportion. And these are the kinds of things. So, guys, we've got earthquakes. Now they tell me in Turkey the earthquake total, now the death toll's up to 15. It's going to rise, guys. I told you it's going to rise. Hundreds of people are injured in a megaquake 6.7. Meanwhile, the coronavirus is spreading like wild. And it's the official count is 941 people, 626 dead. 941 people infected, 26 people dead in about 10 countries, including the United States and France. And here in Japan, it's spreading. And in China, and they got 11 million people in one city is on quarantine. Now Heidi just told me this morning that now that quarantine has expanded to 5 cities, 22 million people are in quarantine. Guys, I'm saying I don't think you quarantine 22 million people for less than 1,000 cases of the flu and 26 deaths, even though that's bad. I think the numbers are being really being skewed here. That's the official numbers. That's all I can report. But to be honest with you, I'm getting information from some of our sources saying that it is way more people sick and way more people dead. And I'll just have to leave it there till I get some more concrete info. But so we're dealing with it's almost like we're living in the end times. I mean, it's like the seals are starting to break. Are we experiencing the breaking of the 7 seals? I'm not saying we are, but plagues, wars, rumors of wars. Is the New World Order trying to rise? Is the white horseman of the apocalypse about to gallop? Is the red horse of war in full throttle or about to? How close have we really come to World War III? Let me just tell you something. The Iranian strikes on the United States. I'm getting information now that, remember when it happened, they fired 15 rockets at the U.S. bases. And we first reported the news, and matter of fact, the Pentagon first reported that there was nobody dead and nobody injured. Well, now we've found out that's not true. Even the Pentagon is admitting now that 12 soldiers were injured, some of them with serious traumatic brain injuries. And now I'm getting this morning a report that number is actually 34. So what if the American people had known that we had 34 soldiers, many of them with serious traumatic brain injury? Would our response toward Iran been different than it is now? I'm talking about the American public. Trump doesn't want war. People say he wants war. You got guys running around hollering at Trump's a warmonger. He's not. If he was, this would have been his golden opportunity to do it. The guy is trying to figure out every way possible to help cooler heads to prevail. Of course, America has to hold a strong hand. But where are we at? Is the horseman's galloping? Is the black horse galloping? Is that why the European economy is collapsing? Is China's now facing so many issues? They got Hong Kong to deal with. They got the tariffs that the United States imposed on them to deal with. They have the coronavirus now to deal with. Is that the pale horseman being turned loose? Are the seals starting to break? Are we in the end times? They're talking about building the third temple. All of these things are happening simultaneously. Read Matthew 24. I'm just saying. So we're going to I don't know. I can give you my speculation. I can tell you we are in the last days. And that if you read Matthew 24, you'll get a very clear picture of how this thing is unraveling right before your very eyes. And I don't even have to break it down for you. Just read it. Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21. That's the easy Jesus plan of the last days. Then you can do extensive studies on the third temple. Start studying Old Testament scriptures. But look at Matthew 24 and then look at Isaiah 24 at the comparisons of the apocalypse. That's why I did a DVD called Isaiah's Apocalypse. It's a 2-part DVD. It's one of the best ones I ever did. Brock did a great job putting all the graphics and stuff and information in there for you. So it's not like even a live show. It's a documentary. And so I would recommend, let me just recommend this morning, that there's 2 you should go get, my 2 latest DVDs. You should go get the Isaiah Apocalypse 2-part DVD, and you should go get Signs of His Coming 2-part DVD, up to the minute information, so that you can get an understanding of where we are in biblical prophecy. Okay, I'll put the links below. Click on them, click it, get it. Okay, and don't forget, tickets are selling like mad. Let me just check and see what the update is now on the tickets for the coming Mega Quake 2020 event, which is it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out early. It is selling so fast. There's 500 seats, 500 seats, and we're still in the first month of. Okay, there you go. Almost 40% of all the seats are gone. Almost 40%. So don't wait. If you think you're waiting to make a decision in mid-April or something or early April, it's gone. It's over. We'll be sold out before then. I mean, we'll be sold out, I think, probably in February at the rate we're going. So get your tickets now. If you're coming, go right now to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com and order your tickets today. Guys, I want to let you go. We're living in the end times. We've got to get some more coffee. Stay focused. Stay prayed up. Read the Bible. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We are, without a doubt, running out of time.